Life is good.
So, Chris, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am very excited to have the opportunity to speak with you today. I understand that you had a fabulous conversation with our recruiter, Anna, who, had wonderful things to say about you. And congratulations. I see that you've built up quite a practice after only 4 years in the business. So
Thank you.
tell me how your experience has been. Do you love the industry? Is it what you thought it was going to be?
I think I had really worked harder than I thought.
Okay.
That level of production didn't come easy to me. And reason for that is because leads that I got from the bank were not all that would bring me to someone who I can plan with or manage any assets, and that's why I'm not much on asset management. But neither here nor there. I'm here, and I have gone through, and everybody says 4 years are it. So hopefully this is going forward. This is an easy way to.
Well, and that's exactly right, because the industry has always used 4 years as the barometer. Ultimately, if somebody can last 4 years, there's very few people that actually leave the business if they've made it. So well done. Congratulations.
You.
And I appreciate the fact that you've have had to work hard.
Yeah.
I guess one of the questions that I would say is, in a situation where you're obviously determining the level of effort that you're putting in, do you feel that you're being rewarded in a commensurate fashion with the effort that you're putting in?
Well, kind of funny because I always have to fight with my husband. I think I'm worth more than what I've been given, right? But that $80,000-$90,000 salary is very attractive to the family. That gives stability. And listen, I have come over the ocean without language and started this. Nothing scares me much, to be quite honest. So I know I can do it. I believe in my own, skills, but it's kind of, I need to convince. And quite honestly, I will make move. I just don't know where. I don't know where. And that conversation really has not come yet.
Well, with what you've overcome, again, congratulations. That's incredible to have learned a new language and be able to, go through college and get a degree and then have this level of success. That's pretty remarkable. I hope you feel proud of yourself. Wow.
Yeah, now and then. Absolutely.
Well deserved. Well, we talk to a lot of people at banks, and the beautiful thing about an industry like ours is there's so many options. If you love the planning, there are definitely people that are drawn more towards the security of a salary. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful. And there's great places like banks or call centers where you can walk in and know that as long as I do my job, I'm going to have at least a minimum amount of paycheck.
No, call centers wouldn't satisfy me, but
right.
Okay.
But you're going to be a little bit more limited to what that upside is.
Correct.
What we at Prudential look for is more that person with that entrepreneurial spirit that really has tremendous confidence in their own abilities to really perform at a very high level and wants to be in complete control of the amount of income that they earn.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think I am, but you're absolutely right. There's so many options that I honestly don't know enough because I had my head like ostrich in the sand, and I've been going for 4 years, and so I don't know what that transition would mean for me. What would be the best version for me to go to?
Well, let me ask you a question. When being at the bank, are you mainly dealing with bank clients? Are these people that tellers are sort of referring into you, or do you have responsibilities to be prospecting and marketing and finding clients on your own that are not associated with the bank?
Very limited prospecting on my own.
Okay.
And that could be good and that could be bad, right? Good because I don't have to worry about, going after clients, and I can build my portfolios and my plans and everything else. But the problem is not everybody who steps in the bank and talks with teller is really client that I can work on or their needs, the planning, and there is nothing else. There is nothing else in support that would give me opportunity to work, because I want to work like any other financial advisor. I want to work with wealth. That's why I haven't really truly gone into wealth management. I can get plan, I can sell the need of a plan, and whatever comes across, and if there's obvious need, I'll put an annuity. I'm licensed to go in investments, but it's more of a like. I don't think I'm working. I'm working hard, but I don't feel I'm working smart.
Got it. Well, let me ask you: when you're at the bank and you're talking about the product sales that you're ultimately making, are you very limited to what offerings you're able to make clients? Is it limited, or do you have the whole world of investment products and annuity products and insurance products to offer?
Well, it's for us is whatever wholesaler comes in and is with bank approval. JP Morgan does not provide any annuities, so whatever, if we have to put in the funds, we'll put in American funds, retail funds. When it comes to managed money, JP has pretty good portfolio themselves, and you can find people to put in, but I would imagine there is more out there. I mean, and one thing is, I'm looking for something, that if I would go out and would be independent or with some firm that I feel like I'm independent, I know that it's all about activity and gathering of assets, right? So I don't think I would appreciate something that would be done for me, like people would say, these are investments good, these strategies are good, learn about them instead of making portfolios all the time by myself and spending a lot of time where I can be in front of people.
So when you talk about the idea of prospecting, and I know that you said you're only able to do it in a very limited way, are you intimidated at the idea of prospecting, or do you feel confident that if that was what you were more responsible to do, that you would be able to conquer that the way that you've succeeded in all these other areas?
I don't know if I would be able to walk from door to door like Edward Jones does, or anything like similar. But if there is something that company could help me with, I definitely would go. I mean, I have no problem talking with people, introducing myself. I'm not stranger to rejection. Even though in banking we don't feel that much, but so I think I can do it, but not necessarily going back to my natural market because they're already given me all the business, and also not necessarily going door to door. But if there are programs that could be helped, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm feeling very appreciative to Anna, who had the original conversation with you, because she really is somebody that can identify talent, and so much of what you're describing today really matches very well with our vision and the model that we've got with Prudential Advisors. We really take people like yourself and allow them to move into a role where they are going to be in complete control over their future.
Really?
And with a lot of bank people, I know that one of the issues is, one, you're working while they're allowing you to work. They could decide one day to close your branch, or they could decide to change the entire program that they've got in the financial planning offerings of the bank. And at the end of the day, even if you were to have 20 more years of success in the role, you're going to retire one day and walk away, and only with the savings that you've been able to put away, because the bank owns those clients and those relationships.
Yeah, that's one thing. Not right away, obviously, when I came out of the bank, the college, to landing a job, the first salary that they gave me, there was over $65,000, and let me tell you, that was much more than any of my classmates had, and so I'm like, this is good gig. But as I become more successful and aware and what I can do, I definitely feel that my payout is lower. So I really I feel that I'm stumped, if that's the right word.
Well, all I can say to you is this. I'm not looking to get into details of compensation today. That's a meeting that I would love to plan and to be able to take you through it, because I have absolute confidence that you're right now being way underpaid. Obviously the bank has to take the risk of providing an income to you. They're providing a guaranteed salary, and the risk is on their shoulders, because if you don't perform, that's obviously not profitable for the bank. And I can tell you that just with the numbers that you've explained to Anna, and the idea of 17 million of assets under management, and the amount of investment and annuity business that you're done, If you were more in an independent role as an advisor, you would be earning probably 3 times what you're earning right now. And that coupled with the idea that it would be a practice that you would be building and in control of. And at the end of the day, when you would retire, that practice and the revenue that is being generated off of that practice every year is yet an additional asset that you would be able to sell to somebody for a tremendous amount of income.
That's like
addition.
another asset for retirement.
That's exactly right. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of people do transition from a role like the one that you're in a bank to a role like we have at Prudential Advisors, because you would be in control of that book of business. And again, that's not insignificant, the amount of value, again, even just with the 17 million of assets that you've got right now, that's going to continue to grow just because of market performance. Well, wow, imagine if we were to help you, which is one of the things that we really have as a strength, is to help put you in front of more people. We are a large company. Right now, about 1 out of 7 American adults has an active account with Prudential. And a tremendous percentage of them do not have an affiliated advisor that you're working with. And one of the reasons that Anna had reached out to you initially is because your area has geographically been determined as one of the locations where we have a large amount, thousands of existing Prudential clients and no one working them.
So I would have to just go and contact them and they
Right. So again, we're not talking about knocking on cold doors. We're talking about being able to reach out with a warm phone call to somebody whose account we've already got. They're already with Prudential. Now you, as their new advisor, get to say, and again, the confidence that you need to have is, if you were able to develop a relationship starting with the idea that they're already clients of ours, do you feel that you could develop that relationship and expand upon what they're offering?
Oh yeah,
that
no doubt, no doubt.
Well, fabulous. Well, and I, again, at glance, you are really the profile of somebody that would have a phenomenally successful transition to a place like ours. And what I would love to do is to schedule a time for you actually to come into the office where we could go into more details and I would explain to you how we actually work. We have an entire team dedicated to help somebody transition into business, to learn about how we operate on a day-to-day basis. And then I also think, listen, this is a sales career, so I'd also like to take you through the details of our compensation program at that time.
That would be very important, but also the potential to grow. And I have a question, I do have a 17 million and probably people who I know, probably around 10 million in managed assets. Would I be able to bring that over to Prudential?
Well, one of the things that we would do is suggest that you can consider the contract that you got with the bank to see, is there any type of non-compete? We have been very successful by people even just utilizing social media and things like LinkedIn. If they've got connections with their clients, and if their clients who love them see that they're no longer at the bank, but they're with Prudential, if that client reaches out to you proactively, there's no issue with a non-compete at that point. So again, it's based upon the relationship that you've got with the company. But understand, we're not pursuing you or in this conversation just because our expectation is that you're going to bring over the existing clients that you've got.
I deserve. I brought them in. I worked hard for them. They love me. I would say that this would be a step up. And why wouldn't they be then?
Well, that's not hard to believe. So I'm excited about that. That even makes it almost stronger. So here's what I would love to do. In order for me to really be able to take you through an accurate compensation modeling, what I'm going to ask is, would you be good enough to send me any type of compensation statement that you've got, an income statement, year to date, either the last pay stub or anything that would really lay out how you've been compensated, that would really determine between the salary and then any type of bonuses that you've earned?
I have taxes. I can do that because we are in April and then year to date. I'm sure I can figure out.
If there's a way that you could scan and email that to me, and then I'm also going to email you what's called the business inventory form. And I know that you're selling a variety of products. We want to just confirm that if there's any products that you really love that you've gotten used to, that you're gonna have access to them should you end up transitioning your practice to Prudential. So if you'd be good enough to complete this as accurately as you possibly can, again, what we don't ever want to do is to have you be surprised at any point to come and say, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know that I couldn't sell this. Now, the truth is it's very rare that we find a product or a platform that isn't going to be available. but it's part of our due diligence to make sure at the end of the day that this is going to be the right move for you.
Okay.
So if we were to schedule a time to get together, I would say early next week. Do you think you could put those compensation details and complete this business
early
inventory?
next week? I don't think I have opening on early next week. Would have to probably be second part, and yes, by second part I probably could.
Fabulous. So why don't we aim for Thursday afternoon? Would 4 o'clock work for you?
4 o'clock, yeah, I'm actually out of bank, yeah.
Fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email you. It's a link to this business inventory form.
Okay.
I'm going to follow up with a phone call with you tomorrow morning just to confirm that you got it. And again, if you could put those compensation details, that way when we go through the compensation, it's going to be quite accurate. Because again, I want, at the end of the day, we're looking for you to be able to make an educated decision. Might this move be in your favor? And in order for you to make that decision, you've got to have all the information, and that's what we're trying to provide.
Okay.
Listen, it was so good speaking with you, and I'm very anxious to take the next step.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.